Interesting in that your mother brought you out of poverty, or and bought a home. She got a job, and you and your brother ended up with your own rooms and everything. And yet, that wasn't enough for you. To how that still.
I've never been to prison.
I mean, jail.
Let me just say this.
To jail, right?
I went to juvenile. I went to a boys' home.
Oh, okay.
Let me just say this.
Okay.
Culture, right? Culture is way more influential, way more powerful than home life, upbringing. Let me give you an example. There was a time when black people...
We are back with some more JLP. For those who don't know, that's Jesse Lee Peterson. In this segment right here, Jesse Lee Peterson debates with Charleston White on the reality of black culture. Sit back and react with your boy. If you like reactions like this, consider hitting that like button and definitely hit the notification bell. It'll only help this channel grow. Don't forget, go in the comments, run it up, flood it up. Let me know your thoughts on it. Let me stop wasting your time. Sit back and react with your boy. Let's see how this is about to play out. Let's go.
So I literally grew up believing that men, for one, don't work, because I never seen a man get up and go to work. I grew up believing that men went to prison and went to jail. So I aspired to be a man. How do you become a man? You got to go to jail.
Yeah, we got Charleston White and Jesse Lee Peterson, two of the black liberals' most hated ops, outside of Candace Owens, of course, engaging in a very deep conversation about the black culture and who actually controls it, and why joining GANGs happens to be popular amongst young black males.
What made you get involved with them?
It was everything I was looking for, coming from a single parent home, never been spanked by a man, never been disciplined by a man, never been corrected by a man, never been hugged by a man, never had a man say I'm proud of you, never heard a man say I love you. So the older guys in the gang gave me the affirmation that I sought to have from a father figure. No. You talking about a child with an undeveloped brain. They don't know what the fuck they doing. Yeah, you talking about an undeveloped brain kid. Everything that a kid does is all impulsiveness, right? Based on what they feel or what their friends are doing. I just wanted to belong. It wasn't a matter... When you're going through what you're going through as a kid, you don't know I'm doing this because dad not there.
Right.
You just know you feel something.
Yeah.
You just know you was born into a condition. You was born into a situation where your dad's not around. You don't know that's not normal. So I met a kid. Go ahead. I met a kid once before here recently, and he's had both his mom and his dad. And so I asked him, "Hey, what's it like to have both your mom and your dad?"
Yeah.
He couldn't understand what I was saying, because he don't know what it's like not to have it.
That's right.
So to grow up and every child you see don't have a dad, that becomes normal.
This is why a lot of people can't seem to see eye to eye, because they don't understand how that side is, or that side don't understand how the other side is. With that being said, listen, I grew up without a dad. My mom's was strong. She ain't play that. And I had older brothers. So they came in and they put their foot down. You understand what I mean? With that being said, all of that made me the man who I am today. Although, man, listen, I could have been joining this close, I could have been joining a gang. It wasn't hard for me to join a gang. The only thing is that I seen the trouble they got into, and I said, you know what? Listen, I could do half of the stuff y'all doing, but I'm not trying to get caught. I was the slick one that eventually I say, you know what, let me back away from this. I see too many of my friends getting locked up doing time, and I'm talking about double digits, 20 and up. You understand? I learned. I am one of those people who learn from other people's mistakes, especially from afar. You understand?
It's the house with the dad that everybody say, hey man, they got a dad over there. So you don't know until you grow up. And you can look at your life and assess your life, where you can start connecting the dots. But when you're a kid, it's your environment, it's the conditions, it's your nurture, the foundation of your home life dictates what you're gonna go outside and become.
It's interesting. it's interesting in that your mother brought you out of poverty, or and bought a home. She got a job, and you and your brother ended up with your own rooms and everything. And yet that wasn't enough for you. To how
Well, I've never been to prison.
I mean, jail.
Let me just say this.
To jail, right?
I went to juvenile. I went to a boys' home.
Oh, okay.
Let me just say this.
Okay.
Culture, right? Culture is way more influential, way more powerful than home life, upbringing. Let me give you an example. There was a time when black people and there was white people standing in the crowd saying, I don't agree with that. But they wasn't going to speak out because culturally it was okay to hang them. There was a time when white people said it was okay to enslave black people. But there was a part of the people that says, no, that's not right.
Yeah.
But culture says we're going to do it. So you put your head down based off what you was raised. But overall, the culture influences it all, right? That's why culture is so strong and so impactful. So here I am. I'm born into a culture that goes against what my mother teaches us.
Another thing I want to chime into too. I do know some people who grew up with two parents and things never turned out right for them. However, like he's saying, the culture, the peer pressure when you step out that house, the intriguingness, the flabbergasting, all of that together. You understand what I mean? It draws certain people into it. And I personally have a friend who he's no longer here today. He made a lot of crazy decisions, and his poor decision led him into a situation where he can no longer be here with us today. You understand what I mean? And he had a mother and a father, and they both worked in Rikers Island. You get me? So, hey, sometimes you could literally live with two parents and things could just turn out wrong. So you got to teach your children about peer pressure. You got to make sure they're not easily flabbergasted out here. You understand what I mean? They don't get intrigued too easily, So this is why sometimes you got to broaden their horizon and you got to show them the world so they don't get fooled or tricked. You understand? A lot of people love to treat everything as taboo, and that right there is the devil.
Born where my culture, I got my mom saying, you need to go to work. I got an uncle who I see on a regular basis by way of being family members. He a pimp. I got a grandfather who sell drugs. I got another uncle who sell drugs. When I look across the street, I got another neighbor. He's getting out of jail for robbery. My cousin. So when I come inside and I cut my television on, I'm born in 1977. Think about the culture then. Pimps was glorified during the black exploitation film era.
Yeah.
Superfly, the Mac. So I'm growing up watching all of this on the culture. I got a mother going to work. My culture don't show me mama going to work, but I see mama going to work. All the things that my culture present to me is negative.
Yeah.
And I have these same negative images, not just in my family, they in the community, they at my friend's house, they outside the school. So biblically, my mother says that the Bible says a son can do nothing without his father, that he can only do what he see his father does. So if there's no father around, who do you mimic, mama?
Nope.
So I know a lot of young boys who didn't have no uncles, didn't have no brothers, didn't have no male cousins. So they was the little boy sitting down peeing outside when we were standing up peeing. So I seen a whole lot of little boys who was mimicking mama. So they sat down and pee until they went to school.
Yeah.
So I had uncles and mimic, right? So Confucius said, he who controls images controls minds. My little mind was being controlled based on me being young with a young, impressionable mind. So it's not that I went against my mother. I have a culture. You got NWA, the police. So all of this is being pushed upon us as children culturally.
Yeah.
Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society. They take away the Cosby Show. They take away a different world. So culturally, man, all the negative images is being propagated to me. So I literally grew up believing that men, for one, don't work, because I never seen a man get up and go to work. I grew up believing that men went to prison and went to jail. So I aspired to be a man. How do you become a man? You got to go to jail, nigga.
He ain't lie now one bit. Growing up, they say you ain't a man till you hit jail. I don't know how ignorant that was, but I definitely heard that plenty of times, alright? If you got any stories to share, make sure you go in the comments, run it up, flood it up. Let me know your thoughts on this right here. Do you agree or do you disagree? With that being said, if you made it to this part of the video, consider hitting that like button. Definitely subscribe to my channel and also hit the notification bell. I'll see you in the next one.